Good morning, everyone. It is nearly 11 a.m. here on Thursday, March 21st, and welcome into this morning's video weather discussion, where we are going to have a little bit of snow potentially on the way here across portions of northern Illinois here as we go into tonight and into much of Friday as well. So that's going to be a return to winter here coming up across portions of the state. So let's get into it here. What we're going to have happen is there's going to be a little disturbance-y kind of storm system that's actually going to shift through the region as we head through tonight and then also through the day on Friday. And we're also going to be seeing some fairly strong warm air advection with some good frontogenic band of snow potentially developing very close to the Illinois-Wisconsin state border or up into southern Wisconsin. That warm air advection and that frontogenesis, like I said, is going to create what appears as though will be a fairly potent band of snow very close to the Illinois-Wisconsin state border and into southern Wisconsin. And that's going to be, like I said, from overnight tonight and into the day on Friday as well. So let's take a look at here one of our weather forecast models just to give you an idea of what I am talking about here. So starting off today is dry across the state. Nothing really going on today. But as we go into tonight, you're going to notice we do start to see some snow take shape here across portions of Minnesota down into Wisconsin as well, that blue color being snow here. And you can see there is some banding to the snow soon as it develops here as we head into this afternoon and evening here, like I said, from Minnesota down into Wisconsin. Now, as we head into tonight, we're going to see the snow further expand here across much of the region, and it will start to also develop down here into northern Illinois as well. You can see a mixture of a little bit of rain and snow developing here down into northern Illinois, right along the Illinois-Wisconsin state line. You'll also notice we do have a lot of snow that has developed and moved into much of central southern Minnesota and a good chunk of Wisconsin as well as we head into tonight. This is right around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning here. And you can see there is some bandit nature to some of this snow as well as it occurs up north tonight. Now, as we go deeper into tonight and into Friday morning here, what you're going to notice here is we're going to see that snow continuing to affect portions of far northern Illinois. Generally, this is going to be especially true for areas north of I-88 up to the Wisconsin border. As you can see here, this blue color here, that's some of that snow falling as we head into the Friday morning time period. And you'll notice this area of darker blue here from near Detroit down across right along the Illinois-Wisconsin state border and back into northern Iowa. That corridor of darker blue is actually that frontogenic band of snow that we're expecting to develop here. And wherever that band ends up setting up, if it stays in place across one area for a long period of time, we could see the snow pile up to several inches somewhere in this corridor where that frontogenic band of snow ends up developing and sitting for several hours. So if you are within that corridor there, that includes you folks right along the Illinois-Wisconsin state line up into southern Wisconsin. If you're in that corridor where that frontogenic band of snow develops and sits for several hours later tonight and into the day on Friday, you could be picking up several inches of snow in that corridor. Now, as we continue through the day on Friday here, you could really see that band sharpen up at times here. Look at that band of heavier snow here in that band of frontogenic snow here from northeastern Iowa right along the Illinois-Wisconsin state border and then back off into Michigan. That's that heavier band of snow I'm talking about. And you'll notice that south of that band of snow and north of that band of snow, not much is falling. And that is due to the fact that a lot of times these bands, when they become heavy like this, they cause subsidence to occur, sinking air to occur on either side of that band of snow. So when that happens, you kind of lose your precipitation or it becomes fairly light to the north and to the south of that main band of frontogenic snow. And that's exactly what this particular model is showing happening. It has a fairly narrow band of that heavy frontogenic snow here right along the Illinois-Wisconsin state line, but very little to the north and south of that band of snow. So that's something we're watching for, in that it's going to be a fairly narrow, maybe a 2-county wide band of snow that's heavier on accumulations right there near the Illinois-Wisconsin state line. Now, this is as we go through Friday morning into the middle of the day on Friday, but this precipitation here in the form of both rain and snow, you can see continues even into Friday afternoon here. If you live further south, you see green, that's going to be rain. You can see a mixture of rain, snow right along the rain-snow line. And then as you head further north across far northern Illinois, Friday afternoon, that's generally some snow up there. And then even as we get into Friday evening, this starts to exit off towards the east. As you can see here, a little bit of lingering rain shower activity across central Illinois for Friday evening. That snow starts to exit up into northern Indiana and southern Michigan and will continue to exit off towards the east as well during the Friday evening time period. And then as we get to Friday night here, you can see a couple of rain showers down across southern Illinois. But for the most part, as we head into Friday night and early Saturday morning, you can see that things will dry out across the region. So with that said here, let's take a look at our updated snowfall forecast. We did issue our forecast here. Our first initial forecast we issued late last night, so this is an update to that forecast. And as you can see here, we are still expecting several inches, a couple to several inches of snowfall accumulation here across portions of northern Illinois. And as I mentioned before, kind of I-88 northward is where we're expecting that snowfall accumulation to occur here across northern Illinois. So once again, generally north of I-88 up to the Wisconsin border, and you will notice that those higher snowfall totals are going to be right along the Illinois-Wisconsin state border, from the Dubuque area, including Janesville area, probably just north of Rockford, and then over towards the Janesville and Racine areas of Wisconsin as well. In that darker blue color, that's where we're expecting you to see between 2 to 5 inches of snow, maybe some locally higher snowfall totals over 5 inches. If we see that frontogenic band of snow really sit over this corridor for a long period of time, it ends up being very organized and very heavy. It would not be surprising to see some totals over 5 inches. But as for right now, we are expecting, like I said, 2 to 5 inches in this darker blue color here, right along the Illinois-Wisconsin state border. Like I said, places like Dubuque, Janesville, Wisconsin, the Beloit area, just north of Rockford, all the way over through the Harvard area in McHenry County, probably just north of Waukegan or right along Waukegan up into the Janesville and Racine, Wisconsin areas. That's where it looks like that frontogenic band of snow is going to sit, and we could get that 2 to 5 inches of snow, maybe locally over 5 inches of snow if things really become organized across that area. Another thing you'll notice is as you head further south here, snowfall totals do taper down quite a bit. Across this lighter blue color here, you might pick up a dusting of snow in that light blue color. This medium blue color here, that's where you could pick up 1 to 3 inches of snow. So essentially, as you head northward across northern Illinois, as you head north, your snowfall totals will increase, with the highest amounts being right there along the Illinois-Wisconsin state border and up into southern Wisconsin. So that is the gist of it right now. A couple of notes that I do want to point out here is if you are in that heavy band of snow right along the Illinois-Wisconsin state border up into southern Wisconsin, that heavy frontogenic band of snow I was talking about that may develop, it could be potentially heavy snow at times up there across the Wisconsin-Illinois border up into southern Wisconsin, and it is possible you could see some snowfall rates up to or in excess of 1 inch an hour at times, especially Friday morning when that band of snow is the most potent up there near the border. So that's something to watch for. Another thing I want to point out is we're going to be dealing with marginal temperatures Temperatures are generally going to be in the low 30s during this snowfall later tonight and through the day on Friday. So temperatures are going to be marginal. Obviously, at this time of year, we're dealing with a higher sun angle. So even though it's cloudy and snowing, that higher sun angle with more solar radiation does have an effect on snowfall accumulations as well. So with the marginal temperatures, the higher sun angle, and the time of year, given the fact that we're now in late March, all of those conditions will lead to a situation where you're going to be dealing with a wetter snow. So the snow is going to be of wetter consistency, and you're going to be dealing with more accumulation on the colder surfaces than you will on the warmer surfaces. So for example, you will see more accumulation on grassy surfaces than you will on the roadways. We are expecting to see accumulation up on the roadways, especially up there where the heavier snow is expected, right along the Illinois-Wisconsin state border and up into southern Wisconsin. But what I'm essentially saying is there will be more accumulation on the colder surfaces than there will be on the warmer surfaces. So that is really the gist of it here as we go through the next 24 to 36 hours here from tonight, overnight tonight, and through much of the day on Friday. So with that said, let's get to a couple of comments and questions here this morning. See, December checking in, wondering if Aurora will be included. Could see a mixture of a little bit of rain and snow at times in the Chicago metro area. It is possible that some areas in the Chicago metro area could pick up a dusting of snow, maybe upwards of an inch, inch and a half as you head up into far northern suburbs, up there into southern Lake County, for example. All right, some of you tuning in saying to send it north because you're done with snow. Yeah, at this point in time, once we get into late March, most folks are done with the snow. However, we do still see snow at this time of year. Obviously, we really haven't seen much snow this winter outside of that 2-week period in the middle of January. That seems to be when we got most of our cold and snow across the state this year. But outside of that 2-week period in the middle of January, it really hasn't been all that cold. It's been fairly mild, and we really haven't seen much in the way of snow. So yeah, I know once we get into late March, many folks don't want to see the snow, but on average, we do still see some snow at this time of year, even into April. Even into April, we do average a little bit of snow across portions of the state, even into April. So yes, I know it's spring now. I know it has been a mild winter that has been lacking snow, but we do still, on average, see a little bit of snow at this time of year. So this is nothing unusual, nothing rare, but it is something that a lot of folks do not want to see. All right here, continuing on. Melissa checking in, living between Hebron and the Lake Geneva area, right along the Illinois-Wisconsin state line. Yes, your area could be ground zero for this one, so definitely keep an eye on that for the potential. Right now, like I said, looks like 2 to 5 inches of snow around your area, but it could be locally higher if that frontogenic band of snow really becomes organized and potent there near the border in southern Wisconsin there. You could see over 5 inches of snow if that does occur. Beth checking in, does this include McHenry County? Yes, quick check of the map shows that this does include McHenry County up here, most definitely. Sarah checking in, how about Saturday and Sunday? Not expecting anything really to be going on Saturday. Maybe a couple of snow flurries across northeastern Illinois on Saturday. Then as we get into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we're going to have another storm system move through, but that looks at this point in time to be mostly a rain producer across the state, with a return to mild temperatures expected with that storm system at the beginning of the week as well. Kevin checking in here, wondering if this could still shift around and drop into the Chicago area. This actually has been bouncing around a little bit north and south over the past 2 days on the weather model guidance. Last night, everything actually shifted south on all of the weather model guidance, and now this morning, it all shifted back a little bit north on weather model guidance. So we could still see this shift a little bit north and south here over the next 18 hours before things really start to get underway, but I wouldn't expect significant shifts at this point in time. Liz checking in saying you see 12 inches is possible. You're in the Antioch area. At this point in time, no, it doesn't look like anybody will see a foot of snow out of this at this point in time. No. All right, here. Sean wondering if this will be just on grass or on the road in grassy areas. So, for those folks along the Illinois Wisconsin state line and up into southern Wisconsin, it will most definitely accumulate on all surfaces roadways, grass, everything. But the greatest accumulation will be on the colder surfaces due to the marginal temperatures and all the other things that I pointed out just a couple minutes ago. Brent checking in here, driving from Chicago to Milwaukee Friday morning. You most definitely will be hitting the snow, potentially heavy snow, as you get closer to the Illinois-Wisconsin state line and up into southern Wisconsin. So even though things may be dry when you're leaving Chicago, you'll definitely hit that snow as you approach the border and then head up into the Milwaukee area. Jennifer checking in from the Freeport area. Yes, you could get a little bit of snow up that way, maybe on the order of 1 to 3 inches as it looks right now. Maureen checking in from out in Mount Morris. Yes, maybe a little bit of snow in your area, perhaps on the order of a dusting to an inch or so as it looks right now. Liz wondering if the snow will be gone by Tuesday. It depends on exactly how much falls. If we get that frontogenic band of snow to really drop heavier accumulations over 5 inches along the Illinois-Wisconsin state line, some of that still might be on the ground by the time you get to Tuesday. But obviously, it wouldn't be affecting travel by the time we get to that point in time. George checking in from the McHenry area, McHenry County area. Yes, here, as we could see on the map, McHenry County is expected to see some snow. Depending on where you live across the county, it could be 2 to 5 inches to the north or 1 to 3 inches to the south side of the county there. All right here, don't see any other questions. I don't believe I missed any at least here. So with that said, just a little bit of a recap. Once again, we are expecting a little disturbance to move through tonight, and that disturbance is also going to have some strong warm air advection with it occurring aloft. And what I mean by that is there's going to be a rush of warmer air moving from south to north just aloft in the atmosphere. And we're going to see a front in the middle atmosphere, lower atmosphere develop here, and it's going to cause, there's going to be some frontogenesis, I should say, with that warm air advection occurring here right up in the vicinity of the Illinois-Wisconsin state border region up into southern Wisconsin. And when that happens, we're going to see a band of snow develop here. A frontogenic band of snow is going to develop here across far northern Illinois up into southern Wisconsin, also into northeastern Iowa. And when that frontogenic band of snow develops, it could sit over the same areas for several hours later tonight and into the day on Friday. And when that happens, we could see periods of moderate to heavy snow in this corridor at times, maybe snowfall rates at times up to or over 1 inch per hour being possible at times as well. And that is where we are expecting the highest snowfall accumulation at this point in time. As you can see here, 2 to 5 inches of snow is likely in that area, maybe locally over 5 inches if that frontogenic band of snow really gets going and becomes quite potent. There could be over 5 inches of snow for some areas being quite possible. That's something we're going to be watching for. And then you notice as we head further south here, snowfall amounts do quickly taper as you head south. Often the case in these frontogenic bands of snow, we get what is called subsidence or sinking air, and that really limits the precipitation to the north and to the south of that frontogenic band of snow. So if we do indeed see that happening, we could end up with a very tight gradient where areas to the south see very little snow, while areas to the north do pick up that heavier snowfall accumulation. So that's something we're going to be watching for here with this potentially frontogenic band of snow for tonight and into the day on Friday. But like I said, heavier accumulations, 2 to 5 inches, locally over 5 inches, likely right along the Illinois-Wisconsin state line and up into southern Wisconsin. Then once again, snowfall amounts taper as you head south. If you're in much of the Chicago area, maybe you get dusting of snow, but it could be more of a rain-snow mix for those areas, especially as you head into Friday. All right, here, one more check of some of the comments and questions we have here. Jason checking in from Elk Grove Village area. Maybe a dusting of snow for your area. Jesus checking in from the Elmhurst area, Chicago metro area. Maybe rain-snow mix with maybe a dusting of snow. Sarah checking in from up in the Galena area. You're going to be right on the border of between 2 to 5 to 1 to 3 inches of snow up around your area up there, far northwestern tip of Illinois. Michael wondering if we heard of 10 inches or more in the snow band. No, we are not expecting that at this point in time. Joseph checking in from Woodstock. Yes, as you can see here on the map, everybody asking about their specific town. Just check out the map here and you will have your answer here. Once again, if you're in these areas, that's where we're expecting that snowfall accumulation once again. So yes, KRS checking in from Shanahan, maybe a dusting of snow for your areas, probably more of a rain-snow mix. Mickey in Freeport, yes, probably near 2 to 5 inches of snow for your area. Carl, Joseph, checking in from Woodstock, you're going to be right on the border of 1 to 3 to 2 to 5 inches of snow. So once again, if you're wondering what to expect for your backyard, just check out the map here and you will have your answer. All of these areas across northern Illinois, that's where we're expecting that snowfall to be. Do see Denise checking in here from the other side of the lake in Michigan. Yes, this snowfall will also extend to the east over into Michigan as well. So if you're out there, such as Denise in Michigan, you will be picking up a little bit of snow as well. So with that said, we'll go ahead and end this discussion for this morning. We will be back once again later this evening or early tonight with another full update regarding the snowfall. But until then, everyone have a great Thursday.